Hey, welcome to Dreadnought Redux Part 44. So, last time, these weren't painted. These big tape guys weren't up there. Well, I painted these. So, yep. Of course, did them with the airbrush. And then I went to, I painted the little floor segments and, of course, the walls too. And I even started a couple of the floors themselves. I'm going to add the people last, just because that way it'll, I guess I can make it look a little more like people are working around things. Also, hopefully I'll remember to do things like adding weathering and everything. But, yeah, anyways, that's it for the intro. Let's go ahead and get this whole party started. And, well, get started with something a little, I guess, an amusing background music choice. I keep wondering if I make these a little too dim. Oh, well. Looks like I missed some of the primer there on my bench. Oh well. So as you can see, I'm priming all these now, and I've got some loosely laid out sections. Not sure if I've mentioned this in any of the last videos, but this is kind of reflect a bit of what I plan on doing with the Bismarck. But instead of doing things with by color for a whole deck segment, I'm going to try to do them by color for rooms. And that's what you see me doing here. And now you'll also see me, a little thing I didn't do last time was do any gap filling on these pieces. But I'm doing that this time so that things at least look like they're solid, rather than looking like they're poorly folded photo etch, which they actually are. But anyways, so yeah, this ends up being organized by color of what's painted. The wooden things get painted brown. The machinery stuff gets painted that dark silver kind of thing, and those 4 bits alone are going to get painted white because they're in a bathroom. I think it was like the junior warrant officer's bathroom or something like that they end up in. But there you go, you can see me using a white thing to fill in the gaps. So this is the I think it's white putty or something by Vallejo. It's okay for like little gaps like that for brush application. And now you can see me actually applying the various paints in various places. First making the silver, then I'm going to end up making the I'm doing the white, and then I'll eventually end up doing the brown. And then when I start doing the decks, I actually find something, I pull my head out of my butt, you could say, and realize there's an easier way to be mixing my paints precisely that I should have been doing all along. But yeah, there's me spraying. I spray from different angles. Pressure setting is, I think, 12.5, 15 psi, give or take. Somewhere in that range. So it's not a lot of pressure. And it's the 0.2 millimeter nozzle, I think. But moving right along, so you see there I am spraying the brown, going different angles, all that. But yeah, as you're going to see in this upcoming bit, I find a much better way to handle the mixing of my paint and my airbrush in terms of storing paint for doing that. I'm actually going to grow a brain and not spoil the surprise, and instead you're going to see me put my decks on various things, do a little bit of gluing on repair work. And then finally, you're going to see me prime the decks. Again, I'm using like 50-50 mixes, leveling thinner and the primer, or leveling thinner and paints. And much to my chagrin, of course, this thing keeps falling off. And right about when I start getting ready to do painting, I'm going to realize that there's a better way to store my paints, and that is exactly what you're about to see now. Alright, I'm going to try to film that last little segment again, because battery cut out in mid-sentence. So, I find very often that these, especially the more often used paints, get gummed up in the threads there. Makes these things a witch and a half to remove. Since I just popped this guy open, I'm going to have an easier time of it. But I've got another problem too, which is how to put a measured and precise ratio of different paints into my airbrush paint cup. Because, I may want to or need to mix a kind of custom shade, or just be too lazy to go to the hobby store, and I'll want to make some kind of approximation of colors. But to do that reliably, I need to be able to know just how much of what color I mixed in where. So, come on. There we go. Sweet. Okay, and draw down, draw up. Yep. Okay. Pull back. There we go. So this lets me draw up 5 ml of the thinner, which is nice. Means that I'll, you know, I now have half of this as the thinner, and then of course I can go halfway with the paint. Up to 10. And if I see it settled like this, all I need to do is suck in just a little extra air, cap it, and shake, shake, shake. So yeah, this gives me a ratio of paint to thinner that I know is good for the airbrush. It gives me the ability to pre-measure if I want, or measure out when I do different paints, and measure them out much more accurately. Premix for my convenience. More accurate for mixing colors. What was the third one? Oh yeah! It eliminates that whole mess in those threads that makes those bottles so darn hard to open. Now I'm sure there'll still be some, difficulties in opening in their paint jars. They're gonna fight back a little. But now I have the ability to just grab one of these little guys, dump them in, and be good to go. Did I forget to empty out the air from that one? I think I did. That's okay. I'll do it now. Mix. Open. Gently. Perfect. And bonk. And wipe. Sweet. Well, there we have it. I wish I'd thought of this earlier. I really do. Okay. Well, back to painting, I guess. Alright, so I've tried to record this clip several times now. Once the wife came by and gave me some snacks and I just couldn't resist the temptation to eat some. Another time my phone buzzed with a notification, and a couple others I just wasn't happy with the dialogue. I do this kind of stream of consciousness, so sometimes I say something that I realize you can't put that on YouTube. Yeah. Anyways, so you see this bright green. I made it with 2 parts yellow, 1 part the green. I think it was NATO green as the green, and like some might have been sunburst yellow that I used, or some other bright yellow that I used for the yellow bit. But there I go, painting the walls gray, and we've all seen this song and dance before. I paint the walls. I try to limit my brush painting to just the walls. As you see, it will exceed the walls in quite a few places, forcing me to paint parts of the floor green again with a brush to try to make things line up a little better. And then very quickly I realized now I've done it and I have to paint the whole floor. Next time in the Bismarck, I plan on doing the floors and walls, painting them separately, and then bringing things together. Hopefully that will let things go nice and smooth. Hopefully. Okay, so you see this little ladder guy? I can't find this guy now. Goodbye, little ladder piece. I'll have to make your replacement. Anyways, so there we go. Painting more gray walls. I could go over and over how I'm just painting the walls and the doors and all that, the 50-50 paint mix, but ultimately I want to try to be entertaining, and well, I don't see anybody else showing their entire process brushstroke by brushstroke? I am. And I am beginning to see why this isn't quite the best way. But I'm gonna keep doing it because that's kind of my, shtick at this point. I feel it's kind of my selling point, to be honest, even though it does make things a bit repetitive. Guess I could tell some jokes. I don't know. I'd say dad jokes seem to be a hot ticket right now, but I don't know. Being a dad is serious business. Yeah, my wife didn't laugh at that one either. Hey, if you're still watching this, by the way, you sir or ma'am or I don't know what the pronoun is, insert preferred pronoun, are a beast. That's just, I thank you very much for the viewing. Anyways, so, there we go, paint, paint, paint. And, okay. Now I need a new joke. Failing in that, I think I know why it is, though, that I keep not having these great ideas that I have earlier. Like with the syringes and the paint. Or doing walls, how to do walls and decks separately. My hypothesis is that I did not do nearly enough of a variety or amount of illicit substances in my college years. This is my hypothesis. I was a good little boy. I did what I was told. Learn from my mistakes. Enjoy your youth. Okay, that's enough. I am really skirting the line of things you can't show on YouTube, and I didn't even swear. Yeah, that's another thing I have found in myself. People tell me to stop swearing, so I stop swearing and describe to them things that could only be dreamed up of demons from the deepest, darkest pits. Nope. I don't think those guys would even do that. No. Okay, enough of my humor. So as you can see, I'm again painting over things with the gray paint. I think I'm gonna say it's Mechanicus Gray from the Games Workshop line. Games Workshop does make really good paints. They really do. It is a very good quality paint. I hate the bottles with a religious passion, although the more I analyze things, even if I hate them, the more I respect them and really appreciate the features that are built in and why they're built in. It's interesting. Okay, I could go off. I'm going to go off on a tangent here because we've got a few minutes to cover. Look at about that. I'm going to just guess the 18-minute mark. Go like the 17-minute and... Hold on, let's take a good guess here. That's about, what, a third of that, maybe? Yeah, you probably are at about, just almost, not quite 18 minutes. I'd say do, 17:45 or something to get to the end of this for your timestamp. But, yeah, I find that I can, look at something and have a real hate for it, right? I think this is the worst thing ever based on either its history of having problems or some of its issues. But the more I learn about these things and think of why they were designed, the more of a respect I gain for them. It was like this way for me for, the M16. When I learned why they made some of the choices and why that was designed, I couldn't help but respect, the thought process that went into that. Because there's a lot of good ideas in it. Except direct impingement. That sucks. Majorly. That's complimenting direct impingement is to say it sucks. I'm serious. Just bad lightweight, but bad idea. Okay. That's really gotta be skirting YouTube's terms of service there. I guess I could just really kick the thing down, but no. Hey, so now we're getting to the part where I start actually doing a bit more interesting painting. So I don't really need to rant. So I'm about to put in some shelves and some signage into what is the submarine mine store of this boat. As you can see, that is really close to the bow. I don't think that they had galvanic mines back then. I think they were all contact or something. I'm not sure. I'm not some whiz kid with the history. There's other YouTube channels for, you know, nautical history and whatnot. Yeah, there I go, putting in some shelves in this room, and then I go make the other room with more shelves. And what I do off the camera is I actually put on some ink washes and dry brushing onto the shelves I put into the next room, which was a bread store and a spirit store. Not like spirits as in ghosts, spirits as in whiskey, you know, the good stuff. Well, hopefully the good stuff. Nah, they probably just like gave bottom shelf things to the crew as part of a ration and saved the good stuff for like the Admiral. Okay, so yeah, there I go, adding some more pieces. I had the fat tweezers with me. I didn't really have so much didn't remember to go grab my needle tweezers from having where I'd use them to do something else. But as you can see, I have, oh, and here's another thing I do, which is adding some oil droplets to add some wear to look like there's been foot traffic in there. I think that effect came out pretty good. And then I line up the top and bottom, or I line up the second floor to the first one, just to get a good dot of where the, you know, where the next set of stairs lines up, so I can go ahead and line up where my stairs line up, so it, you know, the stairs, when you put all the decks in, the stairs line up to the right holes. And there I go, of course, painting over the torpedoes, and then I end up dry brushing them white to try to give some highlights. And then, of course, I paint another other set of warning signs, one into what is the torpedo room itself, and one into the torpedo head and gun cotton magazine. So, yeah, alright. Sorry, I had a kink in my neck for several days. It needs cracking, but I can't crack it. Yeah, oh well. Anyways, what's the joke when you see on chiropractor videos? I did this with my friend and he's so relaxed now. He's moved in hours. No. Anyways, so then I'm about to once again do that weathering bit. I think you even get to see it in the, yep, there's my dry brushing. Looks like I'm adding the dry brush bits to the torpedoes. You know, trying to make some highlight areas. And then, yep, there you go. There's the dry brushing. So I must have been just doing touch-up before. Sorry. And after all that fun, then I go ahead and I start adding in the, yep, cleaning off the other magazine room and then just adding some shelves. I think I had, looks like I did 4 in there, which is good. So, yep, there we go, and then I brush it off, and then I end this video in a skosh of time. Hey, looks like I got the guess right with 1745. Alright, so, this is the end of Dreadnought Redux 44. If you made it, then you, sir, madam, whatever other assorted titles you may go by, a toast to you for being that awesome, and my thanks to you for watching. Watching improves some of the analytics I care about. But so would telling all your friends to go with the YouTube dance, which is like, share, subscribe, hooray! I need a better YouTube dance. You know, I only do it like in a song and dance because everybody else in the platform says, hey, like, share, and subscribe. And it's like, just get to the goddamn video, dude. That's why I put it at the end. I used to put it in the front and then in the end because, you know, want to improve that analytics. Nah. Alright, anyways, so, again, I am Rich. Thank you very much for watching my channel, RMAX Models, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks much. Bye.